Hello and welcome to Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host today, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. With me today, we have Rolston James, who, Rolston, thank you for being here. We've been actually having a little bit of fun here back and forth,
Yes.
so I'm glad you're able to join with us today. And Rolston, you're a certified Exercise Enhancement Specialist from Fitness, Health, and Wellness Solutions. And we'll be talking a little bit more about what exactly is that and what does that mean. And you're achieving desired goals, and this is your company, and we'll be talking about your company as well.
Okay.
And how you look so good. And I'm going to ask you your age. I'm sorry, but I've got to do that.
Put me on the spot.
I'm going to put you on the spot, man, because you look just incredible.
Okay.
And I'm impressed. And Trevor Faust is joining us today also. Trevor is our fitness floor supervisor at the Cottonwood Recreation Center, and Trevor has control of a lot of different areas of the recreation center, and especially with health and wellness within our community. We're going to be hitting on that, as well as we're going to really dive into what is our Looking Good Cottonwood program about this year in 2019. And here we are, we're in January, and one of the things about, well, we're in January and February is right around the corner, and by now many of us, usually about 75% from what I understand, of people make New Year's resolutions of some sort. They take the opportunity to set goals, if you will, and not just a resolution, but they set goals. And we were just talking about setting goals here a second ago as well. But as human beings, in one way or the other, we seem to always, look at that as a lifestyle or a lifestyle journey, and we should be looking at it in that context of things. And what we want to do better for ourselves, what we want to do we look better? Do we want to enhance ourselves spiritually as well as physically? All of those things, and we want to have better health in the year to come. So we take a look at all of those things, especially usually by late December and definitely by January, and it's just one of those things that we do. Most people, I heard the other day, that 75 to 80% of all people fall short of their goals, their New Year's resolutions, and they stop. And then that's part of the problem. Either they get sick, or something happens in family, or something transpires, and they just go, okay, well, I quit because I can't keep up with this. But this is our journey. This is our lifestyle, if you will. We're going to be getting into that as we face the challenge of eating and exercise and health. We face that daily, and we want to age gracefully, and that's what everybody talks about. You out there, as you're watching us, you want to do that. You want to age gracefully. This man over here looks great, and I'm going to do that for, I'm going to put him on the spot here again. We all know that exercise and eating right have benefits, and they really do. They're proven factors involving our health and our lifestyles, which in reality have long-term benefits. And so your goals today will affect you on down the road, and what you do today will affect you on down the road. So those are the main things we're going to be talking about, is watching what you eat, talking about nutrition and exercise and what that all has to do with Looking Good Cottonwood. I just want to get right into it, Trevor. So I'll be starting with you and kind of pick on you here for a little bit. But I know that as we look at Looking Good Cottonwood, it's been around for a while. Right. Tell us about this program and how long it's been going on.
Yeah, so Looking Good Cottonwood started in 2011, and it was started by Heather Klumperens, who was the first fitness floor supervisor at the Cottonwood Recreation Center. And she moved on, and then I entered into the picture and took over in 2012. The goal that she started, or she used The Biggest Loser as her reference, and it was largely competition, and with cash prizes and so on and so forth. And it was very successful, and so we saw the success, we saw the impact, and we wanted to continue that. And of course, as an individual, I had my own twist on it, and so in 2012, I kind of introduced the LGC Fat Loss Guide. The LGC stands for Looking Good Cottonwood, and so basically it was just an information blueprint on just everything I had learned. And we gave that to all the participants, and slowly, surely throughout the years, people started using some of the information in there, and we started seeing more and more weight loss. Every single year, it started climbing. Total pounds lost. 1 year was close to 1,400 pounds in 12 weeks.
Wow.
And so we were really seeing some large impact. And so then we really started seeing the value of this program, and we developed a logo, we developed kind of a saying around it, and we kind of embodied it as employees. And the saying is, it's not just a workout, it's a lifestyle. And so this year, we really wanted to kind of take that another step forward and make it a lifestyle. And there are other avenues to health and wellness and fitness besides exercise alone. You know, there's outdoor activities. We live in a beautiful area.
Right.
And so what we're trying to do is make those connections and basically be the connection for health and fitness in the area, bringing in our professionals and having them teach all of our community members how to live more abundantly, vibrantly in the community.
So we're kind of making a change, you know, and I think that I remember seeing quite a bit when we look at 8 years of you know, running this program, and how many pounds people have shed over 8 years is incredible.
Yeah.
You know, so when we take a look at that, so we're kind of mutating the program, and we're trying to get it more lean and mean in the context of what is our mission and what are our goals in this area. So we're basically taking a look at, it's not that, you know, we're wanting to make money at the Cottonwood Recreation Center. Our main goal is then we're trying to create an alignment of community health and wellness together, and you know, it's for our public that we serve.
Right.
And so that's something that I think that's really a unique challenge, but it's also one that, you know, I think we formulated over the last probably 4 to 5 years. And it's something that you've set as a major goal as well. And I think it's really unique, especially as a challenge to, you know, work into our community and want to see people stay fit, stay healthy for the remainder of their lives. And so now, when does this program officially kick off?
Next Monday, January 14th.
January 14th.
Yeah, here at the Cottonwood Rec Center.
Okay.
And it'll be starting 5:30 to 6:30. And we'll be having our guest here today. He'll be...
Oh, Rolston will be
okay. Talking about sarcopenia and the power of resistance training.
All right.
And so I'm sure you're going to ask him all about that here.
I will be doing that, because you know, people are going, what is sarcopenia?
Yeah,
you know? So we'll be talking about that as well. And you just saw on the screen there's information specific to the program and Looking Good Cottonwood. So now with that, we just said, okay, the program's been ongoing for 8 years. Tell us, what has been one of the major challenges over the past 8 years, Trevor, that you kind of taken a look at or have you seen?
The challenge is adhering to the program and making it a sustainable solution to health and to your health goals. You said it in the beginning of this interview, is that 75-80% of people don't follow through with their goal setting, and so that's what we're trying to accomplish, is to get over that challenge through education, by making those health and fitness connections with professionals in the area. That's
great. Well, we're going to be taking a break here real quick, and we'll be getting into our second segment here, and we'll be talking a little bit more about you know, that with you, Trevor, as well as talking with Rolston. So thank you both for being here today. Come back and join us here for our second segment. We're going to be taking a quick break. I'm your host, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. Come right back.
There are people who struggle with addiction and homelessness. Sometimes it may feel like there is nothing we can do to help.
But there is. You can make a tax-deductible donation and help those in need transition away from homelessness. When you give someone a handout, you could actually be supporting an addiction.
A better life starts with better health, especially for those living in the streets.
Support solutions, not addictions. You can make a difference. Visit cottonwoodcares.com.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
Welcome back to Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. We're into our second segment here of talking about Looking Good Cottonwood and lifestyles of wellness and health. And how do we fit into that? How do you fit into that? So we're talking with Trevor Faust, and we're also talking to Rolston James, and we'll be beginning with Rolston here in just a couple of minutes here. But we were talking about specific goals for what we do. What are your goals, Trevor, for this year?
My biggest goal is to reach a larger audience this year. With the weight loss program, we were very focused on our demographic, and with this approach, we're going to be able to reach a wider demographic and target more specific needs within the health and wellness challenge, within those health and wellness challenges. Whether it be younger, older, whether it be cardiac related, whether it be strength related, stability, we're going to be bringing in all sorts of professionals. And so my goal is to just make that connection, get people talking, and hopefully be that information hub surrounding the community for health and wellness.
I think that's great, and I think when we look at changes in the program, and you had talked about those changes, specifically as to what's the program going to be about this year, and I think some of the neat things that are going to be coming up, and especially the education aspect of it,
right,
is educating us properly, and where are we going to be in 2 years with our health? Where are we going to be 5 years from now in our health? And we should be taking a look at that and saying, okay, I want this for longevity. Exactly. I want this for my life. And so I think those changes are going to be really welcome for our community and for the people that are watching here. So now tell us, what will the presentations be about? Now go through that for us.
Sure. Real quick, I wanted to provide clarity on the changes for 2019.
Oh, please do.
One big change that we're making is we're not doing a weight loss competition this year. It's all education focused, and hopefully people are going to be able to learn from that education and provide accountability through hiring or work collaborating with other health and fitness professionals more directly on their specific needs. And then, of course, the Cottonwood Rec Center is always going to be there.
Right.
I'm there. Rolston's there. We have other contracted personal trainers at the Rec Center that are happy to help with their New Year's health and wellness resolutions or goals. And so, just to clarify that, we're going to have Rolston there, and he this coming Monday, he's going to kick us off with a presentation on sarcopenia and the power of resistance training. So that's going to be great. Next up, we're going to have a life coach coming in February and March. And he's going to be talking about willpower and habits and fun stuff like that. And we're also going to have dietitians coming in, and they're going to be talking about diabetes. We're going to have physical therapists coming in talking about exercise and injury prevention and how to work around injuries. We're also going to be doing positive effects of exercise, mind and body, along with basic nutrition, with another certified personal trainer, but also someone who's going to be, she's also, I believe, a nurse. So and more. There's so much more that we're going to be bringing in, and hopefully we're going to bring in some activities like outdoor activities, probably even introduce some group exercise, small group training maybe. So there's some exciting things coming for Looking Good Cottonwood 2019.
Yeah, it's really exciting. It's going to be really great, and I appreciate that information. I know I see on here also there's on Monday, April 15th with Lisa Hill, diabetes and educator. She's doing a presentation on pre-diabetes, a wake-up call for wellness.
Yes.
And you know, there's so many people. I just heard the other day, 1 in 6 people has diabetes, and basically 2 in 6 have it includes the pre-diabetes, and it's
and some of them don't even know they have diabetes.
don't know.
Right.
It's called a silent killer, and for that reason, because it's only after probably going to the doctor for some other type of sickness or illness that say, oh, by the way, you have diabetes.
It's
so yes, it is.
It really is, and like you said, it's a silent killer. And I know Trevor. I mean, you know, in my family, there's a lot of diabetes, and even my grandfather had type 1 diabetes, but there's a lot of type 2 diabetes out there, even in my family, and so we have to be very careful. We have to make sure that we're going to the doctor, and you got to make sure you watch kind of what you're eating, definitely so.
I recommend getting that checkup ever so often.
Yes.
Specifically for diabetes.
That's it. That's very good.
It is.
So, all right. So those are some of the upcoming sessions that are going to be educational that you might want to think about. You can call the rec center as well. You can get a copy of this, at the Cottonwood Recreation Center. And so, where will the presentations be held?
They're going to be at the Cottonwood Recreation Center in our community event hall, the Cottonwood Room.
Okay.
And basically, you just show up, you sign up, and there's just like sign-in sheet, and then have a seat and learn.
So how much will this cost?
It's free to the public.
It's free.
Yeah.
Well, you can't beat that.
Nope.
So so come on down to the rec center. And so why does Looking Good Cottonwood exist? Tell us that.
It exists because we need more health and wellness solutions out there. We need more awareness. Like we were just talking about diabetes and not knowing you even have it. People need to be aware that their health and wellness is important when it comes to aging gracefully, and it's something that something we need to talk more seriously about, especially in the community. Is it fitness or is it life? That's it. It shouldn't be called fitness or nutrition. It should be called a way of living.
Yes.
And that's what people need to be. That's what people need to get to.
Yeah.
And hopefully with
about that.
more programs like Looking Good Cottonwood coming into the community, we can hopefully bridge that gap and get people living more vibrantly and healthier.
Right. Now, Rolston, tell me what a certified exercise enhancement specialist is.
Certified enhancement specialist is primarily geared towards athletes or sports. How can I help an individual, an athlete, perform more efficiently? Even though I may not be able to play that particular sport, I know the mechanics of muscular movement, the benefit of that, and how muscles interact with each other, and the whole scope of functional conditioning. And that's the word I kind of use so often now, functional conditioning. And I kind of carry that over for everyday life. Not just athletes are learning to perform particular sport more efficiently, but what about everyday life? What is your lifestyle? Do you carry a heavy bag every day? Do you lift stuff every day? How can you do that more efficiently? So I carry that over to the regular individuals, throughout the day.
That's interesting, yes. And I've watched you with people out on the floor and the exercise floor. You're very good with people, and you know, like you said, muscle movement and the coordination of muscles and what transpires and happens, and how you work with people is really really interesting.
Thank
so I appreciate you being there.
Thank you.
We're going to take another break here real quick, and we're going to come right back with Rolston and check in a little bit more as to what he does, what his business is, and then tell us more about sarcopenia.
Okay.
We're going to be getting into all of that, so join us here in our third segment. Come right back. I'm Richard Faust, your host today. I'm Community Service General Manager for the City of Cottonwood.
There are people who struggle with addiction and homelessness. Sometimes it may feel like there is nothing we can do to help.
But there is. You can make a tax-deductible donation and help those in need transition away from homelessness. When you give someone a handout, you could actually be supporting an addiction.
A better life starts with better health, especially for those living in the streets.
Support solutions, not addictions. You can make a difference. Visit cottonwoodcares.com.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
Hello, once again, I'm Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. Welcome to Inside Cottonwood. We're in our third segment here, and we're talking to Rolston James, our Certified Exercise Enhancement Specialist from Fitness, Health, and Wellness Solutions. Rolston, who are you and what do you do best? What do you like doing? Tell us about yourself.
Gosh, number one, I'm passionate about changing people's quality of life. Normally someone asks me what I do, right off the bat I say I fix people.
That's great.
Even though that may sound a bit crude and kind of arrogant, is because of my vast background and experience and knowledge in the fitness health arena that is like a mechanic. Okay, you take a car to a mechanic and he goes through his analysis process or whatnot and dig into his toolbox and come up with the best tool to fix the problem.
Right.
It's the same with me, having so many tools in my toolbox that I can come up with the specific movement, exercise, probably stretching, to help the clients I'm working with. And again, especially for me, I'm a graduate of massage therapy school. I was certified back in Virginia. So I have a rather thorough knowledge of anatomy and physiology. Compound that with my background, hands-on in the bodybuilding fitness arena, and you're talking about a whole slew of experience. So again, I'm able to accommodate the various clients or individuals I work with from that level.
Well, you know, and you've gone through a lot of life experience all the way through. And I'm going to tell people, you're 68 years old. How do you look so good? I mean, you know, I think that what you have done is you have applied everything in your life from here, you know, also into your physical being and who you are. And I mean, I'm just impressed, you know, sitting here, standing there, you know, by you. You know, how do you do that?
Well, this all started many years ago, back in my early teens, where somehow I had this concept that I had one body and I'd take care of it. I wanted when I was 60, 70, 80 years old, I was still looking strong and, you know, healthy. And I started out doing that. One of the side benefits was I found out it was attractive to the females.
Yes.
I'm like, ooh, this is added benefit. So again, but then as I grew, I kind of, my concept, I got into it from a bodybuilding standpoint, you know. But throughout the years, I changed to a more subtle approach. But like I said, functional conditioning.
Yes.
Okay. How can I perform as I get older? It's just almost the same way I did when I was 15, 20, 34 years old. So again, and making it a way of life, okay, I realized, hey, we might talk about not a New Year's resolution, but a way of life. And that's what I did. I made it a way of life for me. And as you can see, this is the outcome. Okay, I always use the words or the term sometimes that I stumbled onto a gold mine. Okay, when I got that concept, because I mean, it's like now I'm realizing, oh wow, what value it had I'm saying?
Yes.
Because of the concept that I developed.
Interesting. That's just awesome. Now, how long have you been a trainer?
On the outside, okay, I've been a trainer since I retired from the military, which is 2003.
Okay.
But I was a master fitness trainer in the Army for 12 years, which, again, working with soldiers. I mean, in the Army is all about fitness, okay?
Yes, it is.
And my responsibilities as a master fitness trainer was getting soldiers in shape, war ready, I'm saying, fitness ready.
Yes.
Okay. I also was responsible for organizing and supervising the Army physical fitness testing for my unit, in charge of the weight control management program, prenatal and postpartum programs. I'm saying, so again, I was in charge of all that, and that just tied over naturally once I retired from the military.
That's awesome. Tell us about sarcopenia. What is that?
Sarcopenia is the breaking down of muscle tissue, loss of muscular strength as one ages. And it's called almost like a natural aging process, right? And this happens mostly in inactive individuals, but it can also happen with individuals who are active if they're not taking a direct approach to counter that. I'm saying, it's the one thing to be active. Oh, I'm active, I'm doing hiking and all type of stuff or whatnot.
Right.
But I mean, hiking, you're only working your lower body. Okay, what about the upper body?
The upper body.
So again, the approach to counter sarcopenia has to be specific with the intent of, okay, if sarcopenia is a breaking of muscle tissue and strength loss, how do you counter that? Through strength training.
Okay.
Right? And that is the kind of the counter measure that you use. As we age, I mean, there's so many stories of individuals becoming frail, loss of balance, falling, accidents. I mean, there is so much literature out there on that. I came across sarcopenia by chance. Way back then, I was a master fitness trainer. I was a fitness director for a country club, and they produced a monthly magazine, and they asked me if I'd be willing to write an article for the magazine every month. I said, sure. And this month, I was doing an article on the benefit of strength training. And in my research, I came across something that said the average person, age 70, has the strength he or she did at 10 years old. And that was like, hello.
Yeah, that hits you right in the face.
Exactly. I'm like, as a matter of fact, I'm getting goosebumps. As a matter of fact, I ended the article by saying that, right, by quoting that, and then I said, perhaps that's why there's a saying, once a man and twice a child.
Yes, that must be it.
Because you actually reverting back to that childhood age of 10 years old.
Yes.
So that's why I said that.
So people, that's the thing is, I know so many people that say, well, I hike every day. I'm walking 2 to 5, 6 miles, or I'm hiking that much. But yeah, they're losing upper body strength. So it's mutual gain to do both. Excellent. So if you're active and you're moving, that's fantastic. But you should also go in and making sure that you're doing strength training.
Specifically to counter that.
So, so what is the primary concept of strength training then?
The primary concept of strength training is the overload principle.
Oh, okay.
Which means that which means actually using weights beyond your normal capacity. Why is that important? Because the number one purpose of the body is to protect itself and heal. It does that through the adaptation process. So if you go into the fitness center and lift 10 pounds and that's all you ever lift, guess what's happening? Your body's actually laughing after you. Hey, Joe, you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a challenge. But if you say, okay, let me move up to 15 pounds, the body's like, okay, Richard, you're trying to kill me. But guess what? I'm not going to let you kill me. I'm going to get stronger. So it adapts to that.
I like that.
Then 25 pounds. You're really going crazy, Richard, but I'm smarter than you. And it adapts again.
I see. That's
and it's
awesome.
through that adaptation process that one becomes stronger. Okay. And that's why if that basic concept of strength training is not applied, not really getting the true benefit of stimulating the muscle fibers enough to say, okay, let me react to what this individual is doing.
Okay. So what is your thought process when designing training programs for individuals then?
Actually, the first thing I do, I sit down with each client and do a free consultation. I'm saying, where and that way I can actually, assess their strengths and weaknesses. Okay, I'm very big on posture. If someone is walking like this, you can only do so much with the individual. Why not try getting back to this posture, upright posture, okay, so he can perform the exercise properly. And again, I look at each individual. I put personal into personal training because again, I'm looking at each individual, okay, and after that assessment, I know what would be the best outcome or the best approach to helping that individual achieve the goals that I want. And with my experience, they may come in for, well, I want to lose weight. But I said, well, okay, well, your posture is this way. Why don't we kind of work with that as well?
Right.
Okay, fine. So again, being an expert, I have that a kind of a little edge, knowledge, and coaxing them to do different things, not just what they want to achieve. Yeah.
Right. Well, just sitting here watching you, it makes me want to straighten up. On my posture. But now, tell us about defying age. What is that all about?
And basically, we can go back to when I got into this concept of I had one body. I wanted to, and it's like back then that kind of a terminology wasn't around. I'm saying this was like 1965 back then. Even fitness wasn't a big thing back then.
That's right.
And again, when I look at my progression in life, whatnot, I realize, wow, all the things that I have done have actually unknowingly with the intent of defying aging, because I can do things that guys half my age cannot do.
Right.
I'm saying, and the way, everything. So the performance-wise, and for me, the terminology means being able to function at a rather comfortable level, from a strength, flexibility, and a cardiovascular standpoint, even when you are a bit older. That is defined aging. Okay, my thing is not just getting old, right? But can you get old gracefully?
That's it. That's exactly right.
Having the energy and everything to do things that you want to enjoy.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. Well, I just want to thank you both for being here today. Thank you for explaining all of this. And education is a process that we need to definitely include into our understanding of health and wellness, and you guys have done that today. I appreciate it greatly. If you want to hear more, make sure you get involved with the Looking Good Cottonwood program this year, because we're going to really go into depth into that, into the educational process and everything that goes on. And Trevor, they can contact you directly also at the Cottonwood Recreation Center. Come down and see Rolston anytime you want. Talk with him as well. He's great. He's defying age, and so if you want to find out how to defy age, that's it right there.
I love to share my knowledge as well.
There you go. And so I want to thank you all for joining us for Inside Cottonwood today. I've been your host, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. Have a great day and a great January.